Blantons.
That's honestly the best way to start it. I don't know if we can say the F word though.
No.
Freakin Blantons.
Yeah,
Freakin Blantons.
that could work.
The hype.
We're gonna talk about it because I feel like we have to at this point.
I do too.
It's not because we want to. Here's the thing. Welcome back to Whiskey Neck Pour. I'm Zach.
I'm John.
We're gonna talk about Blantons today. Lot of stuff going on with Blantons. It is one of the, if you're new to whiskey or new to bourbon, this is probably something that you have heard about because it is wildly popular. For no real reason at all either.
I almost feel like the hype behind bourbon almost starts with this guy.
Almost, yeah. I would agree. So here's the thing about Blantons. It is a Buffalo Trace product. They consider themselves to be the original single barrel
The first
bourbon.
single barrel.
Blanton's really got started back in 1984. It is named after
Mr. Blanton's himself.
Bacon Blanton something. I don't know. He basically was the president of Buffalo Trace for a number of years between like 1920 and 1950, something like that.
Yeah.
His favorite warehouse was Warehouse H because it's a metal warehouse that was constructed right after Prohibition in an effort to do it quickly, but it also, because it's a metal structure, the heat in it was closer to what resembled the outside temperature. So his thought was this more accurately reflected the actual temperatures in Kentucky. So all Blanton's juice comes from Warehouse H. Real nice box, right? It's got a cool box on it. It also comes in this nice little bag. So they already have a few little gimmicky things going on. The biggest thing about this is that Buffalo Trace has added a level of collectability to it that a lot of other whiskeys and bourbons don't have, and that's the letters. So by the back foot of the horse on all of these toppers, there's a letter. And there's actually, they spell out Blantons if you collect all of them. So they do have the double letter N, which one of them is they differentiate it with like a colon or a semicolon or something. But you collect all the toppers, you can send the toppers back to Buffalo Trace and they'll set it up with a nice barrel stave and it's got this whole thing.
Well, it even gets deeper than that. This date, when they bottled it.
The dump date.
People go crazy.
Yes.
For these dates. Oh, my kid was born this day. Oh, my relative passed this date. People want the date.
Well, it's kind of a cool thought, right? So the date on this one is 4/5/22. So, if you have a child that's born, if you get married, if you have an anniversary, kind of whatever, this is an interesting way of celebrating something that happened on that date by finding a bottle with that specific dump date on it.
But does that almost take it too far? Like, is this why we kind of are in the predicament we're in? Is because people hoard these bottles?
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. There's the secondary market for these is pretty unbelievable. Retail, I think these are going for $59.99 here at the Virginia ABC. Secondary on them is right around $130, $140.
Which is nuts because like. How many people do you know that are like, oh, I love bourbon? And then you start talking bourbon with them, they're like, I'm a Blanton's guy. I mean, I know a handful of people that like, I'll start naming off some other bottles, they're like, never heard of that.
Yeah.
But they know Blanton's.
And it's because Blanton's just has that name. Like if you drink bourbon at all, you've probably heard of Blanton's. Someone has mentioned Blanton's, it's popped up. I'm pretty sure if you type bourbon into Google, Blanton's is going to come up because it's just so popular.
Yeah. And they've done a great job with like the bottling, the marketing, and these pull tabs. I mean, like,
yeah.
When I got into, when I first started getting in the bourbon game, I was the same way. I was like, oh, you get me a bottle of Blanton's? Oh, man, I'll take a bottle of that. And then I used to run around to liquor stores and go.
Blanton's was the first allocated bottle that I bought.
I have seen people take a Blanton's over much higher end bottles on the allocated list because they just assume this is the gold standard.
Yep. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and crack this open. We were fortunate enough that our producer, editor, hype man, Micah, was able to grab this at a drop for the Virginia ABC last week.
You know, and thank you for that, because I would be so embarrassed standing in line to get a bottle of Blanton's.
Well, that was the thing. When we showed up there was like 2 people in front of us. Like, we got there relatively quickly.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I would buy the Blantons only because, like, I know what I could do with the Blantons. But
for trading.
I don't know if I would.
Here's the thing. When was the last time you sipped on Blanton?
It's been a minute.
Okay. Recently, I polished off that little 375 that I had, and it's good, right? It's not bad bourbon. It's very good bourbon. But it's not worth waiting in line for 2 hours to get. It's not worth paying $140 in the secondary to get. It's good. It's just the hype behind it is kind of out of control. It is out of control.
But like anything in life, let's pit it. Let's find out.
Alright.
Really like doing those little pull things.
I know. The pull tabs on them are fun.
Here, let's both do one. I'll start you there.
You want to get that neck pour?
You know, no, because I will just dump the whole thing in the barrel. Being honest. So I'm going to have the more responsible adult here. Can you neck pour that, or is that more of like a rim job?
This bottle shape is so unique and so easily identifiable that no matter what you're doing, you recognize it. So, like, honestly, like, since I've gotten into the bourbon game, when you're watching TV or you're watching movies and stuff like that, and you see a bottle like that, you're like,
Blanton's.
oh, it's Blanton's.
So they call it small grenade, big grenade.
Yeah.
See why?
I also recently discovered that a mini, which is 50 milliliters, has a ridiculous secondary price.
It is just unbelievable.
50 milliliter little Blanton's is $35 to $40 per bottle on the secondary.
So this is like drinking $50.
Pretty much. Well, this is a heavy pour. It's probably 55.
And you know, honestly, the smell's not bad. It's a typical Buffalo Trace product. It's sweet.
Color is pretty light.
Mm-hmm.
It's not amber, but like a light caramel sort of color. It's pretty thin. It's bottled at kind of a weird proof.
93?
93 proof, yeah.
I'm good.
Their master distillers keep a very close eye on their bottles. That way, once it has reached the proper flavor profile that they're looking for, they go ahead and pull it and dump it.
Yeah.
So that's why there's no age statement on any of these. It's because the age on them is all different depending on, you know, which part of the rickhouse they're in, how high up, how low, that sort of thing.
I kind of call baloney on this when I really think it's probably like how fast can we produce it. But
who knows?
We're being judgmental, and that's not what we do at Whiskey Neck Pour.
All right, so on the nose, super sweet, some good oak notes. I get like apples.
Apples, light crisp. It's super smooth.
It's kind of like fresh. It's almost got like a fresh, crispy apple nose to it.
Yeah. On the sip, it's just to me, it's a mature Buffalo Trace. It's what it is. It's smooth, it's sweet. It's what I expect out of Buffalo Trace.
For whatever reason on Blanton's, I always get green apples. I don't know why. It's got like some sort of a
like Granny green apples, or like a green apple that's like
a Granny Smith green apple. Yeah. It's kind of light. It's fresh. It's not heavy. The proof on it's pretty light.
Yeah.
It's an easy sipper. I think that's probably why a lot of people like it, is because it's not so proof heavy that it's gonna just obliterate your palate, but it's just got some nice classic sort of bourbon notes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm at like a steakhouse and like their whiskey selection's kind of like I'll gravitate to Blanton's because I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, it's always gonna be good.
But I'm not paying $25 a shot. I'll tell you that right now.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I honestly, you know, if you're getting to pour this in a bar, oh gosh, man, I don't know, no more than 10.
I'd go 15. Max.
You go 15
max to the roof. Max 15.
I think for me, this is probably one of those bottles where if it happens to be in front of me in the store, I'll grab one. If I have one, I'm not going to buy another though.
Lies. I will buy this every time I see it in the store.
Yeah.
For the secondary market.
They're great for trading if that's something you're into. If you're drinking them, you know, if Blanton's is your thing, Blanton's is your thing. It's good bourbon. It's just hard to find. So what we're going to do, like we do on all of our review videos, is we're going to blind this up against one of our picks. John's up this week. So we have
palate cleanser in case he pulls the E.H. Taylor out on me.
E.H. Taylor small batch, Buffalo Trace, just their standard bourbon, 1792 12-year, the Remus Repeal Reserve, or the Crown 18. So throw them on there.
Entering Metaverse.
All right. Let's see here.
You know, we should like put pictures in here that I can like cycle through. Cause it's really lonely
Like
in
a
here.
viewfinder? Is that what you want to do?
It's like kind of lonely. I just feel so strongly you were gonna pit this against E.H. Taylor, and I'm gonna make a bad judgment call today, and I'm gonna be very, 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 very upset about it. This is a lot of time that's going between the pour. God, the fade. Okay, right on top of my nose. Oh! They smell identical. That's good. Blanton's. This is the better one. Stop it! No! No! I do not consent! Well, this channel was fun. It's over now. God damn it.
So Blanton's is the winner. E.H. Taylor's coming off your wall. Let me go ahead and swap this out for you here. What are your thoughts?
I'm sorry to the viewers. I'm sorry. It's good, man. Damn it. It's smoother than the H. Taylor, and like that shouldn't be a thing. But I'm gonna throw a caveat. I'm gonna run this back. At some point. We have been producing multiple, episodes today.
Uh-huh.
I think there's been a judgment call that was wrong on my end.
So you think you could pick the difference on these when you're sober? More sober?
I don't even have anything to say.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. If you have made it this far, we definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. John's going to go to bed tonight with that E.H. Taylor because it came off his wall today. Until next week, guys.
Tater Nation Out.